How about some trucking news and some spot market reports coming up? Yeah. What's up? Good morning, everybody. I'm feeling pretty good about things right now. What say you? What say you? So I did a short and I said, what say you, or something like that. And it's actually done pretty good. I don't know. It's weird. YouTube shorts are an interesting feature that's kind of, well, I don't know, unpredictable, I guess. No rhyme or reason, right? I'm sure there is. But anyways, good morning. I hope all is well. We are going to go over some spot market reports, some trucking news, and all kinds of things like that. Make a few adjustments here on the fly, and then we'll get right to it. I really don't have a whole lot to say as far as I don't know. I was having a good discussion with two of our drivers, Shannon and Randy. Shannon Thomas, make sure you subscribe to her channel. Randy doesn't have a channel. He's not brave enough, which I don't blame him. I'm not brave enough either, but we were having a discussion because we've been trying to set up this these sweet spots where the drivers don't have to rely on the low boards, but it requires some work. And we were talking about not everybody wants to do that, and which is fine. You run your business your way, but it's interesting to see the different mindsets. And since I talk to all the drivers, I kind of know where everybody's heads are at. I mean, not all the way, but I mean, for the most part, I can kind of, I don't know, I'm pretty good about picking things out from a driver, what they're good at, where their struggles will be, simply because I've been through a lot of it, right? I've made my mistakes. You go to my Landstar video, I'll tell you all my mistakes, and I will continue to tell you my mistakes. So we're making a big step today. I've got a driver picking up my trailer, and yeah, we're renting it out. So, and then I still need to do a video and some pictures for someone that's interested in the truck. So that person, if you're watching, I will get to it today. It's just been insanely busy. And then I acquired another dispatch client this week, one of our drivers. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully we can serve this driver. So Anyways, I hope all is well in your world. It's Wednesday, August 23rd. It is a hot scorcher of a day. It was like 80 degrees at like 3 a.m. this morning. And it's going to, I think, continue for a while. I have not, I'm usually pretty consistent about watching the Weather Nation in the morning. And I have not been doing that. I've been doing more of the just enjoying the silence, sipping my coffee, reading a little bit, just kind of soaking in the calmness before the frenzy of the day. And I think that's important. I think you need a few moments to yourself to reflect and show gratitude and meditate, however you want to do it, whatever deity you want to go to, something higher than yourself, and figure out that you're not, and it's going to be all right. You're going to make it. It's going to be okay. So, but anyways, that's what's going on. And so load searching some been kind of spotty here. I've got, hold on. I've booked 4 loads this week. And let's see. Pretty good revenue. It's interesting to see the negotiating tactics that are happening right now. Volumes kind of swinging in our favor. I mean, it's nothing compared to a year and a half ago or whatever, but we're definitely seeing an uptick. I believe a friend of mine called it a dead cat bounce. We've hit the bottom and we're bouncing. But regardless, there are people that are making it very well right now, and find those people that are doing well. Talk to Shannon Thomas. Watch one of her live feeds. Ask her what she's doing. She won't tell you all the secrets, but she'll tell you enough that you can kind of figure out what's making it work with her, with the brand new truck, working 100% spot market. So it is possible, right? It is possible. So it's all a matter of how you set yourself up and how low your costs are, and what you're willing to give up. So, some of us don't want to give up that much, and I feel you. You spend years sacrificing. At some point, you get burned out, and life turns around, and you have to make some adjustments. But anyways, here's good morning. I hope you have a good cup of coffee. It's some crappy, hole in the wall truck stop coffee. Hope you found yourself a good coffee brewer you got in the truck, and you're in control of that. So let's do some shout outs, and then we'll get right to the spot market reporting. So CB, what's up from Provo? Where's Provo? Mike 9, what's up? Hey. Or hey. Buck Brown, what's up? What's up, CB? I'm actually loading this morning in Arkansas, delivered down in Bel Air tomorrow. What part of Arkansas are you at, Buck Brown? CDN, good morning, Steve. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Thank you, CDN. Greg Zimmer, good morning. Had a good conversation with you yesterday, I hope, maybe. I don't know. Sometimes our conversations brings anxiety to you, and sometimes they're relaxing to you. So hopefully we did the latter there. Scorpion, good morning from Peculiar, Missouri. Yes, you're probably at the Flying J. And hopefully you parked along the north end of the parking lot or the west end of the parking lot, where it's a straight back next to you, not in one of those aisles. Or maybe you got there late and you're like parked on the side there. So spent many moons there, many moons. I was so glad to see that Loves and the Sap Brothers open up, because I despise that Flying J. I despise most Flying J's, to be honest with you. Jose, good morning from Arkansas. How's it going? What part of Arkansas are you at? All you guys in Arkansas, you realize that I'm only like 45 minutes away if you're in the border of NWA there. Carl, what's up? Morning, boss. I don't know about boss, but good morning to you. Cheap Freight Hauler, good morning, everyone. Carnivore Trucker, good morning. Good to see you, Sean, there. I hope all is well. And I'll be doing an interview with him, I think, soon. I think next month, which is only a week and a half away. Pigtail, what's up? Good talking to you yesterday. I have great conversations with great friends. I appreciate all of you. Mr. Charles, what's up? Good morning. We will have a conversation today. Randy from Wildwood, Florida. I got a package here waiting to be sent to you, Randy. So you'll be receiving it soon, hopefully. With both feet, good morning. There's a Provo in Utah. Okay. See, I've been to Salt Lake. I've been to Ogden. I've been to all the surrounding areas of Salt Lake, but I don't know if I've been to Provo or not. It's been a while since I've been out there. Tom Gersh, good morning. Waiting to get loaded in Springsboro, Ohio. Good deal. Little Rock be loading golf course sand out of Sheridan shortly. Okay. I forgot you got an odd trailer. Desiroki Pam, good morning. Hope you're doing well. Hope Scott is treating you well. Jose westbound on 40, heading to Oklahoma City, got lost in and out of Florida. Yeah, well, it's going to be extra hot out here, so make sure your tires are good. Congratulations on adding another driver to dispatch. Thank you. We'll see how long it lasts. Some of these guys just want to use me to get started, and then they kind of go off on their own. And some of them just use me on occasion when they don't feel like dealing with brokers or when they don't have time to look at the low board going down the road, which you shouldn't be doing that anyways. So September 10th. Yep. So there you go. Carnivore Trucker is planning on interviewing me on September 10th. To Bel Air, Florida, in between Tampa and Clearwater. Good deal. Killian Trucking, good morning, guys and gals. Randy Curry, $100 bills. I'm good. Need more coffee. There you go. We all need more coffee in our lives. I will finally be posting a video on my channel today. Excellent. Excellent. Mac the Trucker, good morning. What is up, my friend? All right. So let's get to some low board stuff. We're gonna go over the DAT real quick. But Steve, you promote 123. I do promote 123, but I also use many, many tools. And here's the tool that I use on DAT. I'm going to check load ratios. I get a lot of people that if they want to go wherever, right? Then I try to keep you in the states that have the best volumes. That way we're not fighting for every penny. Now, with the 4 loads I have dispatched this week so far, negotiating's been pretty easy. And now the games are getting thick though, and here's how I know that we still don't have that much leverage. The scamming, oh my gosh, the scamming from especially on the DAT board has been through the roof. And now all the brokers are nervous. Now they're all scared. Now they're all either relying on like Go Highway or they're relying on all these different aspects. All these different things that they're Carrier 411's their Bible. The Safer Web. They're checking you out. They're checking your VIN numbers. They're checking your trailer amounts. They're checking to see if you have a brokerage, that kind of thing. And like I'm gonna mention a broker, Axle Logistics. Sometimes I can book a load with them. Sometimes I can't, and they'll come up with different excuses. You don't have enough inspections, or you have not the right inspections in the right area. All these different things. And then other agents have no problem booking with me or with like trucking in general. So you're going to see a lot of that. These bigger brokerages have different agents, and they're all susceptible to different rules, or maybe they don't feel like filling out a carrier packet, with you. So a lot of them are like, "Oh, you're not set up with us. Have a good day." Click. I've had that happen. So I mean, there's countless when we don't have leverage, you're going to see a lot more of that. Now, 2 years ago, what we were seeing, they were letting anybody run anything. Oh, you've only got a month out, and we require 6 months. I'm going to bend the rules because I've got this load to book, right? So it's that's part of the game, right? And you gotta know the game. You gotta master the game. And yeah, Shannon's texting me now. And you got to enjoy the game to a certain degree. So if talking to brokers is frustrating to you, either hire somebody like me or do something else. That's the name of this game. And some people would not imagine themselves ever dealing with 100% brokered freight, and then other people enjoy the chase. They enjoy the hunt. Which one are you? I'm somewhere in between. The games do get kind of old after a while, but it's interesting as I learn some negotiating skills and some tactics, um, that I'm sorry, I'm slightly distracted because I'm getting a text. Um, it's interesting to see the brokers that kind of have it together and the ones that don't. And and I imagine they're saying the same thing about carriers. Are you speaking clear sentences when you call the broker? Are you being are you calling with a smile on your face? Are you polite? Are you non-combative? Are you non-confrontational? And it's hard sometimes when you're frustrated and your truck payment's due and you're sitting there at a truck stop empty, didn't realize that it was a $1.30 to come out of wherever you're at because you don't pay attention to the stats. And you call a broker and they answer the phone rudely. It's tough. It's tough to be that guy to be like, "Hey, good morning. I'm looking at your load, picking up, and da 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 da," and then not losing your crap when the rate is way below than what the market, what that lane value is. So it's very frustrating. But if you enjoy the hunt and you keep your expenses low, and you have a good head on your shoulders, you know how to remain calm, you're good to go. Now, Monday, I was cursing out loud. I was scaring the kids. I was scaring the dog. I mean, I was like pounding the table. I was getting mad simply because little things were becoming difficult. Just the act of I'll give you an example of how painstakingly this stuff is. So we set up with a new broker, got the rate con. It kind of looked sketchy, but it only had the cities of where my driver was going. Well, the driver was an hour and a half away from his trailer. So I call the broker. I'm like, "Hey, we signed the rate con. I need the addresses." "Well, we need to call the driver to verify that he exists, and then I'll give him the information." I'm like, "Okay, I have no problem with that, but I still need that information for my TMS system." So so I call the driver, and he's like, "Yeah, I had a pleasant conversation. Here's the address he's given me." Oh wait, no, he said, he won't give me the address until he sees the inside of my trailer with pictures. Well, he's an hour and a half away from his trailer, right? So that was painstakingly so. And then once he did take the pictures, they finally texted him the address, but I still needed something official for our TMS system. And I had to pry the brokerage. I mean, it was, and I understand that the broker's probably worried about the double brokering. He's worried about the driver not picking up. He's worried about the trailer getting there and it's not worth a darn. I get that. I get that 100%. But at the same time, I too am also worried about scamming. I too am also worried about a broker, still posting a load and finding a cheaper truck because I negotiated a good rate for this out of the Northeast. And so I'm just like, this is, and I understand, and that's the storm that we're in right now. 2 years ago they didn't care, right? And that lack of care is kind of why we're here. That lack of care is why there's so many bad brokers on the DAT board that don't even exist, and why there's also a bunch of bad carriers that don't even exist. These dispatch services are milking these and stealing DOT numbers, and they're stealing information, and they're booking fake loads to get cash advances. So, and next thing you know, no one can pick up a load, no one's making any money, and some thief is getting away in the night with your money. So, I mean, it's a volatile situation right now, and so you have to be calm, cool, collected, and figure it out and play the game, willing to play the game, and knowing that some people are playing dirty. So, Chief Freight Hauler unloading at Target DC in Lugoff, South Carolina this morning. I'm sure I'll get an extended app. Yes, you will. In detention. Was in the process of switching from hopper to end dump when I sent you that email. I never imagined I'd have to send. I know, Buck Brown. That's my condolences to you, brother. I can't even imagine. Damn good loads all of a sudden, says Killians. Maybe it will stay trending this way. I hope so. Or it could be a dead cat bounce, as a friend of mine put it. So, James G, what's up? Good morning. I'm in Alberta. We're good. It's in British Columbia, Northwest Territories that are affected. Thanks for asking. Story of my life. Woke up this meeting, found a load. Called my CH guy. He gets into it, and while booking it, the load's gone. Dang my luck. Should have woke up 5 minutes earlier. December will be my 1 year mark for self-dispatching. Learned a lot and feel quite lucky 99% of the time. Killians, it's definitely a learning curve, right? It's that was part of my issue at Landstar, was I was dealing with that learning curve and not being a business person. So there's a lot more challenges, and we've talked about that. So, uh, God bless you, drivers. Have a good day, says Ponzi. CDM Freight Broker, that's good. Thought about you from the news. Have a good friend in Hawaii, lost everything. Oh, wow. That's sad. Brian Garner, good morning. Matt K, good morning. Unloading has begun. Of course it's begun. So I'll have to get with you after this live feed. Fate Trucking, good morning. Snorelord and chat. Randy has said that so many homes were lost. Prayers for your friend. That insurance covers everything. What's one negotiating tactic you used that you haven't gave us yet? Oh man. I don't know. I talk too much, so I don't know what I have told you. Um, I don't hold any secrets. Like I'm not like, oh, I've got this secret weapon and I'm never gonna say it on YouTube. I'm not that guy, right? Um, I guess one tactic that maybe I haven't talked about. Oh, well, maybe I did. Is sometimes silence works. If someone feels pressured by your silence, sometimes that can help. And I did that the other day with the broker. I was like, well, man, I don't know. Let me well, let's see. Let me text the driver, see if he's good with this. But man, I know he won't go lower than X amount. And so, but I'll see. And then just in that, and now knowing that this guy was desperate, knowing that this guy had some pressure on him, knowing that I've seen this low posted every 15 minutes to keep it on top of the queue there. If you refresh your feed on the low board, he went up $300 just in that short amount of time. Just for me going, well, I don't know. And then another one was I did this yesterday. I had already had a price in my head, and the broker was, of course, $200 low. That's usually the game, right? And and he got up to my number, but I didn't want to let him know that was the number. Like I was trying for more, but he got to the number that I wouldn't go below. And I'm like, well, let me text the driver and see. And then he goes, okay, while you do that, I'm going to put you on hold. So about, I don't know, a couple of minutes go by. He goes, oh, you still there? I'm like, yep. He goes, all right, well, I can do that rate. So I don't know. I don't know if that's a tactic or just an event. I don't know. I don't really, that book that DIY and I reviewed, I wholeheartedly recommend it because you can apply it to anything in life, not just negotiating with brokers. So, but just know your market, just know your lane, and know how to talk to people. That's pretty much the gist of it. You know, they're looking for a good carrier as much as I'm looking for a good broker. One that will finish sentences, one that I can understand, one that knows the information for the load, one that understands that you can't do an 800-mile run, picking up at 5 p.m. tonight and delivering at noon tomorrow. So, you know, it's just, you know, that's the kind of people I want to work with. And the brokers that don't understand that, they don't get my phone call. You know, the DAT might show 500 loads in a 150-mile radius, but really there's probably 100 good loads to choose from out of that 500. So everybody talks about DAT's volume. Well, it's great, but when half the brokers don't have a credit score, or you don't get any on the phone, or you email them and they don't respond, you know, so there's not, and then some are multiple posted, you know, then you're only looking at 100 loads. So, but Killian self dispatches himself to the lake. There you go. Charles says it's a secret. Shh. Good morning, everyone. Says Mark. So Fate Trucking's in the house. I think I already said to you. Yeah, I said hi to you. So, anyways, let's look at load volumes real quick. Off the DAT board. Now, I don't use Truck Stop. I do use DAT on occasion, and I also use 123. We'll get to 123 eventually. This is van. Your best states for van are Arkansas, California, not Georgia, Illinois, Indiana. Are almost doubled of what the inbound is. Michigan isn't too bad. Missouri's good. North Carolina, not so much. New Jersey, but you know, it's tough to get a good rate out of there. Ohio, Pennsylvania, I got a decent rate out of there earlier this week. Let's see, Wisconsin. This is all for van. Then if we had reefer, Arkansas's waking up. Definitely not Alabama. California's got, I don't know, they're almost even. So you're not making money going in or out of California, possibly. And depending on which lane you're going. If you're going up to Washington, you're probably going to make some cash. Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, the usual states, right? So yeah. Let's see. Let's look at Ohio. Ohio's not as extreme as the van world. Pennsylvania, not as much on the reefer. Wisconsin's good. Washington State's good. I imagine that's probably produce. So, you know, look at the markets where produce is coming out, and you know, that's a good tactic. If you like hauling meat, you know, go to the states that do most of the processing there. So, Scott has never treated me anyway but good. Great working with a straight up honest carrier. Well, good deal, man. I know SRO Logistics, man. He's a good dude. All right, so let's do 1, 2, 3 here. 48065 is my code if you want to check it out for free for 30 days, and then $35 a month for all the tools that you see here, except for Cargo Chief. And let's do load availability. And yeah, so all right, so this is all trailers. So we go to reefer here. Let's go to reefer first. DIY did a great video about Delta T. I didn't even know that existed. My dad was a reefer driver. He never talked about Delta T. Of course, the boxes weren't computerized back then. Let's see. As you can see, Washington and Idaho are also green here. Let's take a look at Washington here and see what's coming out of there. We sort by highest rate. See where the big money's going. 7,400 to go from Washington to West Palm Beach, Florida. 6,500 to go from Washington to Jersey. Loxley, Alabama, 6,500. So big numbers. If you want the big rate per mile, because you're that person, which is fine. Some people rather go by rate per mile. Your biggest paying loads are going from Washington, California, Mississippi. Here we go, 259 a mile, 270. So some mid-range stuff. And then you kind of look at inbound to Washington, what the highest rate is for that. Washington, California, Oregon. So it looks like up and down I-5 is a good lane right now. Bouncing between two green states, that's usually a pretty good thing to do. So, and then intrastate Washington, you're looking at not a whole lot. Not a whole lot of posted loads. Here's what I've noticed with short haul. They're not posting numbers because they want you to think that they're lower than they need to be, right? So if you don't know your numbers, you don't know what you need, that tactic works on that. So they want the carrier to be desperate and take the short load for 300 miles for $600. And if you're a whole day on that, that's not a great deal. If you can do 2 of those a day, that's a great deal. But if you can only do 1 a day, then no bueno in my book. Now, it could be good for you. You definitely go through less fuel running that way. All right, so let's see. Let's take a look at van here. Coffee and Recruiter, the retired trucker recruiter. Coffee and Recruiting. There you go. Morning, Miss Shannon in WCF. Miss Shannon's in the house. Finally. So, look at van. Look at all these states lit up orange. That's interesting. Usually they're red. So, let's see what's coming out of Minnesota in the van world. Highest rate per mile, $338, $2,700 go from Faribault to Aurora, Colorado. Let's take a look at that one. Worldwide's credit isn't great. Picks up at noon today. Delivers Friday at 8:30 a.m. Building materials. They're way above the average, so that's good. 338 a mile. That's it. This is a good run. So someone must have fallen off of this, or they're having trouble getting people. But take a look at this credit score, 77 and a C. So I don't know about that. So let's do the highest rate. See where the big money's going. Posted. Remember, these are posted rates. It's not what it's actually going for. 9 times out of 10. You go 243 to go to Corinne, Utah, or you can go for 3,200, a bunch of miles more, going to Moreno Valley, California. Florida, $1.97 a mile. That needs to come up a little bit because you're definitely going to take a hit out of there. 211 to go to Connecticut. Again, needs to come up a little bit because you're going to take a hit coming out. And you got tolls. And you got Connecticut's stupid road thing. Sorry. Bloomington, Minnesota, Prescott, Arizona, $1.86. Again, another Arizona is generally a dead area to come out of, so they haven't been paying to go into Arizona here lately. 319 to go to Denver. 243 to New Jersey. So $1.77 to go to Lakeland, Florida. Yeah, let's take a look at that one. Not that we're going to do that, but let's see where Cargo Chiefs on that. Yeah, Cargo Chiefs at 33.27, 226 a mile. That's still kind of low to go into Florida in my book, in my world, right? Some of you might be really happy with $1.77 a mile, or if you're doing the rate per day, your 3-day run, $3,000 will make it $1,000 a day. But as you can see, they're not anywhere near $3,000. So 48065 is the promo code. So let me put that up there. There's your info. Check reefer in Minnesota. Well, you will do that here. So we just click on that, go to Minnesota, click on, see what the best paying stuff coming out of Minnesota for reefer is. The highest overall rate is going to Atlanta, Florida, Georgia. A lot of multiple postings for Atlanta. Pennsylvania. Generally, your highest paying freight is going to go to the Northeast. Here's one, 3,300 go to Ardmore, Oklahoma. But mind you, that puts you in the either Oklahoma City market or the Dallas market. So coming out might be a struggle, or if not a struggle, a challenge, I guess is a better word. A lot of stuff going to Texas, North Carolina, and Northeast. Notice nothing's going to Ohio, Illinois, Indiana, where we know that the rates are good, right? So just also keep that in mind as well. Mount Juliet, Tennessee, 2,400. So that's kind of where we're at there on reefer in Minnesota. Good morning, Snorelord. I'm heading to Ocala today from Savannah, hauling FedEx freight. I hope everyone has a safe and profitable day. Good deal, Lloyd. That's a scenic little run, Lloyd. Just remember about the City Kitties and Lottie. So many loads, such low rates. I don't know about. I don't know. I thought capacity was going down, so rates are coming up a little bit, but they still don't look too good. I guess they're better, but fuel's coming back up too. Well, I mean, you can. Let me show you guys something. Maybe this will put it in perspective. This is DAT trend lines. Okay. This is free. You don't need a sub for this. All right. So spot load posts are up 2%. Okay. But they're still down for the month at 19%, and they're still 50% less than what they were a year ago. So that's why you're not seeing a huge bump up in rates. You might see a 2% rate increase, and a lot of it's on the stuff going to more dead areas. I don't know. It's kind of weird right now. You think Texas is a dead area, but they're not paying to go in there. You're definitely not getting it coming out. So I've been avoiding Texas. And, you know, Van load the truck. It's up 5%. It's up 2% for the month, but it's still down 31%. So when you do that with reefer spot rates are up 0.3%. Let's see, where's reefer load the truck? Down 2.6%. Up for the week, up for the month, just a slight bump, but it's down 46% for the year. So, this is your graphs, right? Now, I don't pay attention to these numbers as much. I look at the trend. Is this like flatbed going down? Reefer's kind of all over the place, up, down, up, down, up, down, right? Van's kind of doing the same thing. So you have to ask yourself, what's causing that? Well, there's still too many trucks in the system. There's still too many trucks for each load. And until more trucks leave the system, like because they break down or they blow their engines or their fuel mileage is crap so they can't make any money, when fuel goes up, it's gonna be like this for a minute. So you have to find the stuff that isn't affected by this. That's the key is don't take this as gospel. Recognize it for what it is, and then figure out the whys, and then develop the hows. So many of us just want an answer, like, oh, well, rates are down. This sucks. And you can listen to 30 people tell you why the rates are down, but you got to deal with the rates are down, regardless of what the origin is, regardless of what the reason is. You got to figure out those, once you figure out those reasons, once you figure out the game, it changes. So the ability to handle these charts that can look like EKGs, right? Monitors. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Get this email up here. Oh, it's not giving me the charts that I want. Let's see. So let's remove your comment there. Present share screen. This is an email I get from a friend of mine. Tells me market conditions. There's the inventory. Look at that. Down. Baltic Index. Down. There's your hot market maps for DAT. That's dry van. Blue is bad. Red is good on this one. Flatbed, always the southeast and the northwest. Always, always, always. As you can see, reefers all over the place. See what I'm talking about with trends? What the DAT trends show? It showed up and down, up and down. Look at this market. How do you predict something in that market? How do you deal with this? You've got hotspots, right? Not everybody can be in these hotspots. So eventually you're going to take a hit coming out of somewhere. And if you're a good business person, you just understand that. You recognize that. And if you are tired of this, then you figure that out as well. That's Van is pretty much looking like this. Same thing. It's all over the place in here in this area, and it's decent in this area, but all throughout here, if you're trying to maximize your profits, you might be you might be delivering in one of these areas at some point or another. So if you want to stay in this area, you're going to work a little bit harder. You're going to do the short haul. You're going to unload every day. But if you want to do the long haul, oh, then you're looking at Seattle. You're looking at Oregon. You're looking at California. But they're not paying to go into California. Why? Because they know that this is a red market. This is a hot market. It's the same concept. This gives them an excuse to not price it accordingly. And the AI pricing is against you on that. You know, when you're trying to move 50 pallets of or 50 loads of water a month, guess what? They they're going to go by the analytics. They're going to go by the information that your smartphones and your ELDs are telling them. Right? And capacity is, Jackknife, you're right. Capacity is going down, but it's not enough to create a bump. This little bump that we're having is a little bit. This is the Christmas rush right here. Yeah, it's August, but this is a Christmas rush. Halloween stuff is already shipped and being presented in the stores. You know, Halloween candy's already in the stores, ready to go. As soon as the back to school stuff is off the shelf, they're going to load it with Halloween. You know, that's how it works. Someone pack their car and buy this truck. There you go. Delivering in El Paso tomorrow. What should you expect? Well, let's take a look. What trailer there, van? El Paso is going to be hard. I used to go there all the time for Landstar. Let's pick it for tomorrow, Thursday. Ugh. That's not good. All right. But you know, you probably got a good rate going in, and so you just dealt with it. There's three loads, man, within 150-mile radius. El Paso to Wilmer. You got to have Texas intrastate to do this load. Right? 11,000 pounds. Email address. All right. That's Axle Logistics. They've been very inconsistent on what they require for certain customers. You know, a customer might want them to have the inspections. Another customer might say you can only use a broker or a carrier that you're set up with. You know, the customer might be giving the broker these, you know, contingencies, right? 208 a mile to go to Oregon. You ready to go to Oregon? They're at 35. Cargo Chief's got about 39. I'm sorry, 39. At one time, it was 48. So let's look at the return loads coming out. There's only 12 loads, Salem, Oregon to anywhere, and then 17 out of Oregon going to anywhere. So you know, it's why it pays better than the other 2 loads that are on here. El Paso's a rough game, man. So there you go. It's so bad that a show was done some time ago about their speed traps being so bad. Yeah. Landing, Michigan, good place to land. Yes. Lansing, okay. Yes. Texas has been that way for a while. I would say maybe the last 2 years for some reason. I remember in 2018 doing pretty good down to Texas coming out. Yeah, we all were doing good out of everywhere 2018 and 2019. Have I booked a load with GP Transco before? No, I have not. I don't know if they're even approved with Thunder. I think I one time I looked them up and they were yellow, but I think they're good now. Go truck yourself. Good morning. Greg Hayes. Yo, Snorheads. Have a great day. Those who ask what are informed. Those who ask why are wise. Worst thing in the world is grown ass crybaby. LOL. If trucking sucks that bad and you ain't business like minded enough to survive a down market, then leave. I hate negative crybabies. Most carrier brokers I've ever worked with have always paid. In fact, have paid well before 30 days, usually within a week. Killage, you have people out here averaging $2 a mile and having to borrow money from their parents for fuel. On top of that, somehow they're hauling step deck and only averaging $2 a mile. Shannon says life is good and like trucking. I went some months where I didn't haul anything much over $2 a mile and never had to borrow money for nothing, and with a monster truck note, I might add. Well, it's again, it's mindset, right? I'm making it in this bad market, spend less than you make, don't have a whole lot of debt. That was the thing. Oh, by the way, Steve, I have a friend back home who wants to talk to me about buying my truck when I get home Friday. He's looking for more than one. So would you like me to mention your truck to him? I might have the truck sold. I'm supposed to be doing videos and pictures today to send to this guy. And so it might be sold. So we'll hold off on that for now, Buck. If because I'm also giving another person a chance as well if this first buyer doesn't take it. So I don't mind taking a hit, but I need to get something going back in to back socks with no revenue or low revenue, right? I'm able to pay my bills at home and pay my semi note of $2K a month. My payment was $3,400 a month. Trinity has a load for $10K. Chicago to Anchorage, Arkansas, $276 a mile. Not worth it. I did a whole video on trucking to Alaska. Type in Snorelord trucking to Alaska. That video will pop up. If one of my moderators want to put that link in there, do so. But that needs to pay at least 25 to 30 grand because of the reasons that I state in the video. 6 more weekly payments and it's paid for. Awesome. 21 T680 with 33. Dude, that's good, man. Excellent. Nowadays, Killings, that's not a monster payment. I have a friend who's paying over $4K a month for his new truck. I know people that are at close to $4K for 6 and 7 year notes. So it's definitely a challenge. I got 6 more payments till my truck is paid off. 2018 T680. A couple of friends who were running team lease to Forward Air was paying $5,700 a month for their. Oh my gosh, that hurts my head just to read that. Oh man, that hurts my head, dude. Normally would not have taken this, but a broker who I work with often gave me 1,400 above average. There you go. Well, there you go. So you're going to understand you're going to take that hit, and I would take that hit to probably the Tulsa or Joplin market if you can. But obviously there wasn't much on the 123 there. So USA Truckload has El Paso to Miami for 5,800. There you go. But then recently, Forward Air had them sit for 8 weeks, and they weren't prepared. Although I tried. How do you prepare and sit for 8 weeks with the $5,700 truck note? That's crazy. Too many people complain because it's not handed to them on a plate. Just get creative, work harder than the next guy. It's all mindset. Oh, I know that. You know that. But look, I don't want to talk down to anybody. Yeah, you'll figure it out. People will figure it out. Either you go broke. Here's the trick. This is infinite wisdom from the long bearded guy. All right, the scraggly bearded guy, the homeless looking scraggly bearded guy is going to tell you some insane, mind blowing word. Okay, you're going to figure it out. The trick is figuring it out before you go broke or before you lose everything. That's the trick. You'll figure it out. If you don't figure it out, then you don't. If you can't swim, then you're going to sink. If you can't figure out how to navigate the waters, and you're in this endless sea of lost, then you ain't going to make it. You're going to go hungry. You're going to go thirsty before anything happens. But you're going to figure it out. You're either going to figure out the hard way or you're going to surround yourself with good people and figure out the easy way. I like a combination of both. That's the reality. It's as simple as that. I'm gonna make another coffee mug. It's as simple as that. You're gonna figure it out. And so whenever you have these echo chambers of it's all mindset, rah, 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 that's great, but a lot of people aren't hearing that message. And there are times when you just I'll talk to a driver. I'm like, man, they're gonna figure this out the hard way, I guess. I know several people that I've been coaching for years that have not taken one lick of my advice and they're struggling. Not that I'm some be all end all know it all dude, because I'm not. But I have figured out a couple of things that don't work. And if you're doing one of those things, it's gotten to the point that I might not even bring that to your attention unless I love you. Because if you surround yourself with good people, they'll tell you when you're messing up. If you surround yourself with good, smart people, they'll tell you when you need to make adjustments in whatever you're dealing with in life. It could be business, it could be home life, it could be struggling with food or alcohol. A great Alcoholics Anonymous mentor is a guy that used to be an alcoholic, right? Surround yourself with successful people that are doing what you want to do. And if they love you enough, they won't let you fail. They'll bring you up. They'll build you up. They'll give you tools to succeed. But it's just a lot easier to watch a YouTube channel or a YouTube video and go, man, I feel empowered because it's all about mindset. I feel like I have the mindset because I'm watching this video. Meanwhile, your actions outside of the video don't change. Mark Manson's talked about that. Adapt, overcome, strength for today, hope for tomorrow. So here's the deal, man. I got to go. But here, we'll read this last comment. Learn how valuable certain products are. So when I heard the words auto parts, my ears twitched. There you go. Knowing look, sometimes you don't even have to know the markets as much as knowing how to adapt and overcome. Like if you have no idea that it's a $1.30 to get a van out of Denver, and you're like, oh man, I got $2 to go to Denver from Florida, or something like that, and you're all happy about that, and then you get to Denver, you're like, holy crap, what have I done? Well, there's two ways to deal with that. One, you go like, okay, I guess we're doing this today. I'll learn from this experience. Or you could sit at the truck stop for days and cry about it. Which one's going to make you more money? It's as simple as that. So there you go. 48065. Thank you for the people that support the channel. If you're watching the replay, I appreciate that as well. Yeah, place chess, not checkers. There you go. There you go. We'll leave that comment up as we bow out gracefully. Hopefully, we'll be live Friday morning. Make sure you hit the like. And if you have any questions for me or like trucking or the 123 low board, all the info's in the description. Please utilize that material if you so desire. So with that being said, strength for today, hope for tomorrow, aggression turns to screws. Later.